Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the first panel discussion, Reimaging the Denim Industry. I'm going to call my distinguished guests on the stage here. First, like to call Asif Ashraf, Managing Director, Urmi Group, and Director, BGMEA. Mr. Sharif Johir, Managing Director, Ananta Group. Mr. Munir Ahmed, Director, MNZ Group. Abu Said Muhammad Tarek, Country Manager of Vari Group. Abu Mukhlas Alamgir Hussain, Director, Policy and Planning, EPB, Export Promotion Bureau. And Mr. Deepak Shah, Group CEO, Tex Fasteners. Welcome to all my distinguished guests. So I think the topic says it all. First of all, I'm very glad that we were able to compose such a large denim players, the EPB, as well as some suppliers and buyers here in this forum. A very important topic, reimaging the denim industry. As you know that Bangladesh denim industry Bangladesh is the largest denim supplier of the world. Just took the data today. Out of our $47 billion export, denim constitute 14% of our total export. So if you do the math, it's about $7.6 to $8 billion. And the nice part about this export is almost 60% of the raw materials that's used in the denim manufacturing, also all the backward linkage, are coming from Bangladesh. So we are retaining a huge percentage of the foreign currency that we earn from the denim in Bangladesh. So given that, one of the key factor for success of denim at the moment is sustainability, wash, and the fashion, correct? All three of them. And the denim have a very high growth in the overall world market. In 2022 and 2023, we saw a little bit decline in the denim purchase, but overall denim consumption has not at all decreased because 2021 buyers bought too much denim, so there was an over-inventory situation in the world. But right now, I think that over-inventory is almost gone, and the more and more denim requirements, supplies, buying orders are coming, and Bangladesh is there to really lead the way. So given that, I will go ahead I think we all know the overall sustainability issue along with denim. Denim consumes a lot of water. Denim washes takes a lot of chemicals, and sometimes fashion denim takes many wash cycles, as well as denim fabric production also takes a lot of waters. And so overall, denim is a big, I would not say polluter, but denim constitute a big part of the sustainability that we are shooting for, correct? If we can manufacture sustainable denim, if we can manufacture denim in a much more eco-friendly way, then we can definitely reduce the overall footprint of the goals that we have of the net zero and water and carbon reduction. Overall, we can really succeed. And here, we like to discuss all of that with our distinguished panelists. So given the very top manufacturers that we have here, I think we can gain some good insights of what is going on in the denim industry, what is the future of the denim industry, how are we going to make it more sustainable, and how are we going to reshape and continue our growth path in the denim industry going forward. So without further ado, I'm going to ask my first question to one of the largest manufacturers of denim in Bangladesh, Mr. Sharif Johir. He's the Managing Director of Ananta Group. So, Mr. Sharif, we have come a long way in denim, and we are doing a lot of sustainable manufacturing. And you, as a leader in the manufacturing in denim product, have invested a lot in sustainability, I'm sure. So given that there is two-way street, when you do sustainability, you make that investment, you also expect your buyers to be a good partners. They have to keep their commitment. So there we face some challenges, the pricing perspective. So how you balance this investment of maintaining the sustainability, making sure we are following the net zero, zero discharge, reducing carbon, using more renewable energy, that investment and keeping the buyers happy and making sure the buyers keep their commitment.
Thank you, Sean Bhai. So denim basically was our first product actually in our group. We started in 1991, and as a first product, I think we know that Bangladesh is probably like strong in woven bottoms, and within that category, denim comes in. We, as a company, we have actually diversified into other product categories as well, and we've tried to kind of reap the benefits of the products that are more that has better margins or better future. In terms of denim, what we see is it's obviously become very competitive. If you look at the global supply of denims from Bangladesh, it has already reached kind of a peak. So a lot of the customers we work with or we are used to working with in Bangladesh, they are already cautious that they have reached the top level in terms of sourcing from Bangladesh. So in terms of their strategy, they obviously want to reduce their risk and they want to go to other countries. At the same time, if we look at the denim production from Bangladesh, there is definitely oversupply at the moment. There's already been a lot of factories in production, plus we see new big companies coming into production and again adding to the supply. A reason for that is probably lack of knowledge or lack of actual data. So that has led to more competition. And recently we had the wage increase, as you all know. We had the utility cost increase. So altogether, there's a lot of challenge in this particular product category that I see when I compare it with the other product categories that we are into. So to sustain on this, the sustainability is first, the business has to sustain, right? And every day we see that fast fashion, the prices are challenging, it's quick lead time. Even today in the news, like I was looking at, Inditex is having a big challenge from Shein, for example. Shein is even cheaper, Shein is even quicker, Shein is actually taking up a lot of the US market, and they're going public as well. So Shein is right now sourcing primarily from China. And we don't know the exact destination because, exact source of location, because they're not as transparent as like a lot of these other retailers, right? So if they're offering $5 jeans, they offer dress for $4. They're offering jeans for like $5. So automatically, like other people like H&M, Inditex, and other fast fashion retailers are already in a challenge. So where is that balance between sustainability, responsible sourcing, traceability versus like the price of the product? And ultimately, all this comes down to the supplier. Over the years, as a manufacturer, we've seen more and more responsibilities, more and more cost overheads are actually coming to the supplier. So we as a manufacturer, we have designers engaged. We are investing in more sustainable machines. We have full quality responsibilities. So we are basically like recruiting the quality people and inspecting the goods ourselves. So the overheads are increasing every day. So within that, obviously, we have to stay sustainable. So we, as a manufacturer, we have to source more of recycled denim. Starts from the indigo process dyeing. There are some new technologies, but still not proven. It's still pretty much typical Morrison machine dyeing machines that are doing the indigo dyeing. So we start from there. We stitch within the factory. We're trying to reduce the waste. We are trying to reuse as much as possible. We are investing a lot in automation. So like I said, because of the competitiveness, the only way to survive with this CM is to just keep on investing in automation. So even before, even after the wage increase, actually, as a company, we ended up investing a lot in the automation, basically. Like, the pocket setters, loops, and whatever, these automations are in the denim production. So we are continuously investing in those to stay competitive. And then when it comes to washing, we are investing in the ozone, the e-flows, and it's all like common things now. I think all the denim suppliers are pretty much investing in those. So you're not really like making a difference as such. Technology is available, and anyone can invest in those. So it is kind of a commodity right now, and the technology is out there, and as a manufacturer, we're just trying to keep up with the pace and keep investing and survive. We are blessed with working with few good retailers in the market. Prices are competitive, but at least they are responsible. They're not putting discounts, or we're not getting into stock lots or situations like that. So with all those, we are employing a lot of people. The wheel is rotating, and we are surviving somehow. So that is the actual story of the industry.
Thank you, Sharif. So one of the follow-on question, if you just have a minute, you said that you are spending a lot of funding on actually machineries on automation, and denim could be highly automated. So are you able to automate most of your line, given also there is fashion component to it? Sometimes the automation breaks if we, not the same basic 5 pockets.
I think the reality is, as from the management, we want to push as much as possible on 5 pockets. We're working on a certain way of using the machines in a modular system. So if it's 5 pocket, then you get that efficiency. If the fashion elements come in, then it's a problem. You still need 10,000 pieces per style. And since as the established manufacturer, we try to work with those retailers who are, this is our concept basically. This is Ananta's strategy that we are working with the big denim manufacturers like Levi's, A&F, or whoever So yeah, the volume plays in, and as a company we try to push on more on 5 pocket and then add value on the washing. Whenever the fashion comes in, 3,000 pieces and all, we have different lines to cater to those. We do have minimums of 2,000 and 3,000 pieces, but those are challenging actually, because still the price doesn't come in. Even if it's a renowned brand, if it's more valued brand, they don't want to pay when they come to Bangladesh. So for us, it's more beneficial to run longer quantities and the basic, at least on the stitching. And then on the washing, we basically add the value.
Thank you very much. So I think that says a lot, and how Sharif is keeping his leadership in the manufacturing by doing a lot of automation and really producing a lot of modularity into the whole mix. And that takes a lot of planning, a lot of pre-production activity, a lot of advanced business planning. And that's how he's keeping up the cost and keep on innovating in the wash and supplying to the top vendors in the world. So giving the cost structure, I'm going to the next distinguished speaker here, Mr. Munir Ahmed, Director of M&J Group. Our cost is rising. Our wage has recently had a revision in December, which is about a 54% rise in the wage cost. And then on top of it, our energy cost almost doubled if you take it for the last 2 years. So given that the cost is rising, how you're managing to maintain the same FOB or slight increase in the FOB, how you're maintaining your factories given the cost is rising?
Thank you for the question, and good afternoon, everybody. I think it's a question for everybody, not for me as well, right? So, let's talk about what we should do onwards rather than what we do. So the question is, there is 2 parts. One is you have to get good orders, that is, which makes you profit. And second part is producing it. Producing has 2 parts. One is automation. Automation has 2 parts. One is hardware, the machines, and another one is software, like programming and all those. So this is the easy part we can really take care. The difficult part is producing, because denim is a labor-intensive factory. So this is where who can produce better, he can make money. Simple as that. Here is the challenge. I think we need cultural shift. I can tell you a couple of stories. Like one of my friend, he is an Italian. He has a factory in Italy, another factory in Tunisia. He's saying that to produce same quantity of denim, I need 25% people more in Tunisia. So if you think about this way, every country, they have say 8 hours or 10 hours. China is producing differently, Bangladesh is producing differently, Turkey is producing differently, and Europe is also producing differently. By the way, most of the laundries in Italy, the dry process is done by Chinese. Anyway, so here is the challenge. So we see that every people behave differently. And I can tell you another stories. These things will, I'll come to my point with these stories. Like first time I visited China in 27 years back, in Anhui, I think, in the garment factory, I went there, but nobody looked at me. Not a single person looked at me. Everybody is focused in the needle. So they are regimental. Their behavior, their culture is different. Even if you put some tiger on the factory, I think nobody will notice there is a tiger around. Then another thing is like I went to say 20 years back in Turkey. So one lady was working in a laser and I was talking to his supervisor and supervisor asked the lady to come here because he will clarify something. The supervisor didn't straight come to me. He first went inside, fetch a guy, put him in the machine, then he come to me. So the production is not disturbed. These kind of sense, I think culturally we're a little bit missing. So if we need to cope up with the future benefits and all, definitely we need this kind of cultural shift, mental shift. Otherwise, it's going to be difficult because if we want to say all of us want to pay more wages to the workers, there is no doubt on it. We all hope that they will get wages like Chinese. But the point is, if the wages go to that point, but efficiency lag behind, this will not work. So we need to find a way. We need to, like, mental blockness, we need to take care of that. And mentally, and training, of course, training is there. So this is how we need to actually sit with them and clarify and show them their future and what is actually required. So I think this is the way we can only move forward. Thank you.
Thank you. Just a quick follow-on question. Given that the mentality change or the mindset change is one of the toughest things to do, correct? You can really change the machine very quickly. You can build a factory very quickly. But the change of the mindset of quality and productivity is a very tough thing to do. So how your group is handling that?
See, this is, I think, the mentoring. This is always you have to do because everybody can invest on machine. If a Bangladeshi guy can invest, a Vietnamese can also invest. So only thing, if you need to break the threshold, you have to, because why we are so powerful? Because our manpower is cheap. But it is growing, the cost is growing. If the efficiency doesn't grow, it will not grow. So, and basically they are also realizing, and if you think about it, it's not only us, everybody is working on this, and slowly our productivity is also increasing. Okay, I think we are achieving, but the good thing is as soon as we can achieve, we can get more success in our industry. So I think everybody is doing, it's not me, through training and counseling. Thank you.
Thank you. Sorry to keep on asking you a question because you are one of the leader and pioneer in the denim industry. Given the challenges that we have, where do you see where, given that it's almost $90 billion industry, Bangladesh capturing about $8 billion out of it, where do you think the denim industry is going between now and 2030? What is your plan as a top manufacturer of Bangladesh denim? Where do you want to take your company?
Okay. If the fact is, I think currently we are around, the world is, the denim total, the market is 95 billion. And it is growing 5+% every year. So that's a huge growth. Until 2000, it's predicted that it will grow 5.5%. And we are around, I think, $8.5 billion, around $8 billion. So, and with these, we have invested, I mean, we means we Bangladeshi, the denim industry have invested 25,000 crore taka. That is $2.7 billion. And we are number one in the world. But definitely, today is tomorrow is much difficult than today. I would say that. But since there is a growth for 5%, anybody can grow if they do the correct math. We should also have a growth for 5% next 5 years. It should, because market itself is growing. This is number one. Number two is, who's our competitors? And the way the transparency, that's my fellow colleague was saying, the transparency is becoming more and more stringent in the world. And I think we are the most transparent production nation of denim. So these way, and also politically, if you think, if we should be able to take some percentage from China and Turkey. Currently, I think around 8% of denim we produce worldwide. I mean, our share. So we can also add another couple of percent. We should be able to add. And number 3 is the value addition. Because there is a big market for small quantity items. Those we still do not do much. Mostly is done in Turkey and North Africa. So these orders we can cater. The most difficult barrier to get this order was our images. But I think it is really getting better. I can tell you another story of mine. 6 years back, I started working with really reputed brand of denim. I'm not saying the name. After doing 2 years, they stopped our business. They said, sorry, I cannot, we decided we'll no longer show made in Bangladesh label. And after 4 years, they came back and started business again. So it is showing that we are necessary for the denim world. And it is said that out of 3 garments, 1 is made in Bangladesh and Europe. So nobody can neglect us anymore. So since our image is growing, we can definitely have potential to cater these brands. And number 3, I think the advantage, geological advantage, what is like Mexico is to US, Turkey to Europe, we are also, Bangladesh is to Asia. We are next to a most populous country of India. And also 13% the global denim is consumed in Asia Pacific, which is also very close to us. And that is also growing more than 6%. So we can really also fast fashion and all those also possible for us. Definitely it's going to be very difficult, but I think so far we have, this is like being number 1 in the world is not a fluke. We have put a lot of effort, and whatever it comes, we should be able to look forward for more brighter future for us. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for the encouraging words. Correct. Very much encouraging. If you think about the growth of 5%, 5.5%, and if we are standing at $8 billion, that means almost a growth of almost $400 million to $500 million per year. So that is huge. Correct. For a country like Bangladesh, if we could grow just one sector in the product cycle. And then tremendous amount of investment also has gone into denim, and tremendous amount of investment continue to coming into denim. So we are not only number 1, we are actually creating the gap between the second position, China and Bangladesh, even greater and greater between the 2 countries. So we are growing, huge potential opportunity in the new market, in the non-traditional market. So overall, huge prospects on denim, but we want to hear it from a buyer's perspective, the people who have touch point to the customers, actual end customers. Abu Said Mohammad Tarek, country manager from Very Group. He's a internet online-based retailer. So given that, we want to see the report card you heard from all of us that we are the number 1, we are continue to maintain our leadership. But in your opinion, what do you think about how Bangladesh has done in the denim industry so far, both from manufacturing excellence as well as sustainability and circularity perspective?
Thank you very much. Is it okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that if I talk about when I started my career in a retail company, I saw that all the products were very basic, and there was only £3 and £6 denim, and there is most of the fabrics were used to come from China. That's a long time ago, but I saw now that the product that Bangladesh is manufacturing uh, it's the quality and the fashion is very, very good. The reason behind that, I should say that in Bangladesh, now we have more fabric mill. That's number one. Definitely, the backward linkage, the mills that we have now in Bangladesh really help for the short lead time and definitely fashionable product we are getting. That's one of the things I should say. And secondly, I would say that the leaders who are actually sitting here, the industry leader, I should say I should give a credit to them because they have taken this industry in such a beautiful and great stage. And definitely I will talk about this exhibition as well, the Denim Expo that we are doing in Bangladesh. The many customers are coming and everybody is under one roof. And this is how this industry is growing. And apart from that, I should say that Bangladesh government and they are supporting as well. Like we all know that incentive has gone down, but still we are getting some breath. Despite all that, I should say that today the business is here, the denim fashion product is here. It's because of all hard work. Yeah, that's all.
Overall, we see that there is a growth in the denim industry worldwide. The demand is increasing. But along with that, there is some due diligence restriction coming from European Union. And those due diligence restriction, especially very much applicable towards denim because it requires, environmental sustainability. Of course, it has not only environmental sustainability, but quite a bit of it depends on social sustainability as well. But from environmental sustainability perspective, do you see any challenges from a buyer's perspective? Because at the end of the day, what happens is the buyers will get penalized if you don't meet the due diligence requirement from the country that you import the product from. So what's your thought on that?
I should say, environment sustainability, definitely it is coming from buyer. But apart from that, I will say that this is a responsibility of our people in Bangladesh as well. Because if environment, we can keep our environment good, that benefits the country for a long run. So in buyer's perspective point of view, definitely, this is a slogan in everywhere, in all the, customer side. So definitely we look into that. And we expect that, in Bangladesh, because already, there are many factories who has already done it. They are using the good machine, modern machines where water can be used less. There is some good ETP. ETP plant, I should say that all the factories should run their ETP properly so that there is no blue or red color water goes into water. So I should say it's a responsibility to the country as well.
Thank you. So just to add to what you just said, so basically it's definitely a responsibility from the Bangladesh side as well because it's a regulation mandated by the European Union and the country itself. So our manufacturers are getting ready as well as BGMEA is playing a big role, as you know, in creating that due diligence and helping our members to make sure we fulfill the due diligence regulations properly. And there is a responsible business hub created in BGMEA with a conjunction of ZIZ. And we are training our members as well as creating a digital platform where we report transparently to the world what is our environmental footprints, how the water consumptions, how the chemical consumption overall, as well as human and labor rights issue that we'll be publishing. But we also want to standardize that because we don't want to go into the audit fatigue, correct? So we also similarly, just like ILO Better Works platform, we want to create a generic platform for reporting the due diligence and the environmental sustainability data. So we're working on that. Hopefully we'll be all succeeding working together going for that. Given all the success that Bangladesh denim has, and we're looking very optimistic about the denim future,
but we cannot put all our eggs in one basket. We have to diversify our product. So given we have Mr. Ashif Ashraf present here, he's a managing director of Urmi Group and director of BGMEA, and very closely working on fiber diversification, product diversification, market diversification. So who better to talk about that than Asif Bhai? So Asif Bhai, given the situation that we are in, we are very heavily dependent on denim and we are very heavily dependent on cotton. Although we have made tremendous progress under the last BGME leadership and the current leadership. What do you think, how we can diversify? What are the potentials of this non-cotton product that we could do, athleisure and all these other products, diversify our product portfolio?
Thank you, Shravan, and good afternoon. I think in one word, it's huge potential. Simple mathematics is that the 75% of the product of the entire apparel is non-cotton. And of that 75, 50% or 52% is being traded among the countries. And rest 26, 24% is cotton, where we are doing all our exports. Like our majority of our export goes to cotton. So there's a huge untapped mark. If I'm not mistaken, that we do about 5 to 6%, roughly 5% of sportswear or non-cotton of the apparel of the entire world. So the 95% is open for us. So in a word, it's huge. And how we can make it, that is a question. I take an example, a success story of denim. If you take the success story of denim, if I would have asked or I would have told by someone that 20 years back that Bangladesh will lead the denim in the world, it would have been very difficult to believe it, because Pakistan was the leader at that point of time, because they had the coarser yarn count, they were very strong in terry towel and denims. In fact, in the entire apparel value chain, we don't have any of the raw material, neither cotton nor petroleum. We succeeded with our resilient entrepreneurship and the hard-working workforce. So the same story can be replicated in case of man-made fiber. Taking the success story of denim, what is the number one reason for denim success? I am not a denim manufacturer, so I don't know much, but two of my friends are sitting beside me. I think they will tell the backward linkage, right? What do you think? This backward linkage is one of the reason for the success. Yeah, for the denim? Okay, washing, everything. So if we can have this backward of the man-made fiber in Bangladesh, I'm sure we will be able to trust it, like the neat what we have done 10 years back. So what we need to do is that to set up factories who can make man-made fibers, fabric of the man-made fibers. And eventually we will have the yarn, the way we have developed in case of neat. So I see good potential.
Thank you, Asif Bhai. So one follow-up question to that is backward linkage, especially non-denim, is also very capital intensive. And it's a petrochemical based and none of those raw material exist in Bangladesh, although denim raw material also did not exist. So here, what kind of, from a BGME director perspective, what kind of policy support that is required, and how could he get foreign direct investment in this area? Because this is something that we don't know how to do it.
I fully agree. We don't know. We only know that we have to do it. Since the policymaker is here, I start with the policy support. If we talk about 95, 96, there was a huge support on the using local yarns. 25% incentive was given on the local yarn. Any fabric made out of local yarn was given a 25% incentive. So such a support is required at the moment for the non-cotton. Here we have to go gradually. Like Shobhan, if we now think of setting up a yarn factory, maybe it's a bit premature. First we have to make fabric. I don't know whether you are aware, $1.2 billion worth of non-cotton fabric, only knit fabric we import from China. So this is a ready market for us. So we have to invest here. Why can't we do it by ourselves? There are two issues, to my understanding. The Chinese fabric manufacturers are huge in scale. The economies of scale applies very strongly there for any manufacturing in China, and the technical know-how. So we cannot combat both by ourselves. Government needs to help us with kind of incentivizing those who takes a venture in man-made fabric manufacturing process. And we have to invite foreign investment, especially with the technical collaboration. There should be some kind of investment, promotional package government has to give. I will request the EPB gentlemen to take this note. We from the BGMA, we are talking for this thing for last 3 years. Unfortunately, nothing has happened. Even yesterday, I was in a Commerce Ministry meeting where the minister was there. I raised this issue because whether after LDC, whether we can give incentive. This is a question now. And I think the Ministerial Conference 13 has given us, paved the way. We can. Only thing we have to formulate a procedure, how to do it. But we can. Whether government intends to give it or not, that's a question. So I request from this gathering, you advocate for giving us these incentives. And I think 2 has gone. Anything else? Did you ask me any other question, Shobhan?
Thank you, Asif Bhai. So I will just, it's a very good segue to the question to Abu Mukhlis Alamgir Hussain regarding, I will change the question, written question from the question of the time at the moment is, investment is required and there is some policy support. Since your current job is policy and planning, and one of the way denim industry or cotton industry, our backward linkage grew is because of the incentive, correct? And the countries we are competing with, although there are a lot of formulas that don't incentivize the industry, correct? There's a lot of pressure from the outside lending agencies to not incentivize the industry. But if you look at China, India, everybody is getting huge incentive if they use the local yarn. The first of is yarn manufacturing and then the fabric manufacturing. In the non-cotton, how we go about, what will be the policy support that the government can provide us? So for the policy and planning head from EPB, could you please shed some light?
Hello. Thank you very much, Shobhan Bhai, for your questions. Basically, you see the government is providing lots of support to the RMG sector from the beginning. And you will be very astonished to hear that every, other than RMG sector, the other sectors people are always blame the government that why you are giving so much support to that industry, but why you are not giving those type of support to our sectors to penetrate in the international market properly like RMG industry. And what you have said earlier that, the government has already preparing a sustainable strategy paper to cope up the situation after LDC graduation, okay? And in the report, it has been already written everything, what kind of support should be given to the RMG sector as well as to the other sector if the preferential market facilities is over. And if you see that government about the support what government is providing to the RMG sector, you will see from the cash incentive to bonded our warehouse facilities to duty drawback facilities. And if you see, if you enter the new market, government is as well giving you the incentives. And on the FOB price, as well, the apparel industries people are getting, 1% subsidy if they export. That means every facilities is been given by the government to this sector. And in addition to that, what support is needed by the RMG sector, if you put it up in the government to get, I think government will consider it with profoundly. And in addition to that, what I should say that with the assistance of GIZ, Ministry of Commerce has taken 2 projects. One is for skills for self-monitoring and compliance with clean and fair production in the textile industry. And another is style, sustainability in the apparel and textile and leather industry. And we are working on it. And especially the style project is emphasizing on the requirements, what is sought by the European Union. We will try to comply with those type of requirements. And by this project, the European Union will give us a proper direction that how we will get rid of the problems in terms of environmental sustainability. And Escape is a project also on other sector. Then, you can hear me? Okay. Project is implemented, then we'll get I think the 2 projects that has been taken by the Ministry of Commerce with the assistance of GIZ, if it is implemented, then I think we can go far away to face the challenges due to the environmental issues or the sustainability issues.
Thank you very much. So sustainability, I think we are making good progress, but the burning issue of growing the sector into a complete new category, which is basically the synthetic sector, correct? Non-cotton. There, we need still some huge help from the government to grow the sector. It's a brand new sector, and it's a very big burning question, and it's a very big, discussion point. BGME has been pushing. Our members are interested, and for the sake of Bangladesh garment sector growth, we have to grow in this sector, non-cotton sector. There is just no question about it. We have to grow this sector, and we need help from the government. We need help from the development partners. BGME, our members have to come forward. We have to really grow this sector. So I am running tremendously short on time, and I don't want to do any injustice to any of the distinguished panelists here. So I will go to Mr. Deepak Shah, Group CEO of Tex Fastener, and we'd like to hear from you. You are the largest accessories supplier, manufacturer, and supply denim in the denim accessories industry. So given from your perspective, what do you think, what are the sustainability aspect of when it comes to accessories of a denim garment? I'm not going to talk about only denim bottom, because we are now producing different type of denim bottom. And what is the sustainability perspective from there? The second questions, follow-on questions, you could just answer it together, is that given also the requirement of due diligence regulation that is coming, how you help? Because part of the due diligence is going across the supply chain. As a manufacturer, as a last mile supplier, we as a manufacturer of garments have to provide where the fabrics is manufactured, where the cotton came from, where the accessories came from, what are the sustainability aspect of that to our buyers as part of the due diligence requirement. So if you could answer these 2 questions, please, for me. Thank you.
Thank you very much. My name is Deepak. So to answer your question on sustainability, especially on the accessories side, well, the industry that we represent, it's a very small value of the total value of a denim product. But in terms of the contribution to the environment that is there, it is a very significant part. Sustainability for us as a group has always been at the core. We don't look at it as an achievement. It is something we start our process with. So as far as the accessories, especially the metal items which are primarily used in denim are concerned, we are looking at all aspects in terms of product, process, and people. And looking at how, we can make each and everything sustainable. Now, for example, our industry has reached, on average, on a fly zipper, a sustainability quotient of 60%. So 60% of the zipper that is made is actually made through using sustainable practices, be it recycling or whatever. We have recently introduced a new zipper wherein the sustainability quotient is 98%. So we've been able to do something which others will follow or whatever. But essentially, the various components and the product side of it is essentially getting recycled. It is getting protected from the environmental perspective by using less of the harmful chemicals. And believe me, in the metal side of it, there is a lot of use of hazardous chemicals. To answer the question on how we can contribute in improving the supply chain and help with the due diligence and all that, one of the things that we have been a big proponent of, we don't look at too many certifications and all that, but we always look at traceability. So if you are buying a zipper, that zipper has 26 different components. And each of those components is also sourced or produced from a raw material. So one practice that we have always done is that we always audit our suppliers before we purchase anything. It all goes down to the basics, and like very rightly said by some of the panelists here, I think the trick lies in automating things. Making sure that you are on top of the information and being able to trace back everything to where it is. I think all the due diligence talk that is happening, it's going to increase a lot of cost and it's going to create a lot of problems, I believe it is an opportunity. It is an opportunity to finally differentiate ourselves and maybe showcase Bangladesh as a top quality, supplier rather than a low cost supplier. And people who are already at the higher level of compliances, I don't think they will have too much to worry about. It's the people who are actually not compliant where there is going to be a serious problem. And I believe that this due diligence initiative from that perspective is going to be fantastic. It will give us an opportunity to showcase that we are different. And it's not only about that lowest cost, So that is my take on that. I hope that answers the question.
Thank you, Mr. Deepak Shah. So basically, yes, I completely agree with you. It's not, none of us, none of the manufacturer, none of the Bangladesh manufacturer are looking at this due diligence regulation as a big inhibitor for us to grow, but we see that we can use it as a competitive advantage for us to grow. Yes. And we have been, since 2013, after the Rana Project class, the whole opportunity of compliance and sustainability is been our main competitive advantage. And that's how Bangladesh garments industry grew. And given today's topic, the reimaging of the entire denim industry, I think sustainability, advantage in the due diligence properly, ability to provide that data is something that is a competitive advantage for us. And we can really, with automation and with innovation, we can really reimage, with better marketing, we can really reimage this industry. Without further ado, I want to see whether there is any question for the distinguished panelists from the audience. Anybody? So looks like everybody understood the topic very well, and the panelists have done a wonderful job, or we have failed completely. So either way, we have to end the session. So thank you very much for all the distinguished panelists. I know you guys are extremely busy, and come here this evening and join us in the Denim Expo for the first panel. We really appreciate it. Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you.